All right, so next question comes in from Katie. Katie asks, I'm interested in investing in real estate. What should I consider? So Katie, this is a super interesting question. And this is something we're actually going to cover in next week's episode. So last week we covered the investment basics, and next week we're going to be covering all things investment properties and real estate. So we're going to do a deep dive into different types of real estate and investment properties. So I can give you a brief answer now, but be sure to check in for next week as well. And we'll go into this in a lot more detail. So the short answer is that I don't have any particular affiliation with, I only invest in shares and not property, or property and not shares. We help clients invest in all different assets, which is suitable to their goals, their timeframes, and their risk tolerance. But real estate is a lot simpler to understand than stocks and shares, which is something I covered in last week's episode, which is why we tend to see a preference for most people to want to invest in property, because they've either had some experience in owning a property before or rented a property, so they kind of understand how that works. What also makes it a little bit simpler and easy to understand is that you can usually touch it, so you can go and see it. It's a physical thing, whereas investing in stocks and shares on the share market, it's just numbers on a screen basically. So it can be a little bit daunting to go down investing in stocks and shares versus property, where you can see it, you can touch it, and it's a real physical thing that you can see. So that what usually makes it a bit easier, but it's not without its risks and challenges when it comes to property investment or real estate. There is obviously a number of risks that come with it as well. So it's, again, important to do your own research, understand, educate yourself as much as possible before making any investment, and especially real estate, because it's usually a large commitment up front. So we talked about before, micro investing with stocks and shares, where you might start off investing with $100, whereas when it comes to property or real estate, the minimum amount you have to put up is going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars rather than the hundreds of dollars. So it does come with some initial challenges as well. But be sure to check in next week's episode and we'll answer your questions in a lot more detail.